Yeah, but it's something we saw last year with pandemic. We saw it with politics, but I'd say, Roger, a lot of people don't see it as clearly with crypto. First of all, have you seen a lot of things behind the scenes? And how do we try to keep an eye on this going forward? How do we try to get real information to the people?
So the censorship in cryptocurrencies, from my own firsthand direct knowledge, started as early as 2011. Right. So this is really, really, so in 2011 of June, for the first time in my experience with Bitcoin, there was the first big price run up, and the price over the course of a couple of weeks went from around $2 or $3 to $30 in June of 2011. And the main place where everybody was discussing Bitcoin at that time was a forum called bitcointalk.org. And on that forum, everybody kind of knew everybody. It wasn't a giant community at that point, right? The price was, single digits when this took place. And all of a sudden, what happened when the entire world and the mainstream media started reporting on Bitcoin, how it hit $30 for the first time, there was a flood of these fake accounts on the forum that were just posting nonsense fluff, buy, sell, oh no, and just made the forum completely unusable. They effectively shut down the discussion place for Bitcoin at the time when Bitcoin needed to have these discussions the most, and the most new people were coming to Bitcoin to learn about it. So as early as 2011, there was some sort of orchestrated attempt to disrupt the discussion platforms where people were discussing Bitcoin. And then much later on, I think it was 2015 or so, our Bitcoin on Reddit, and Reddit's a whole nother censorship story, but our Bitcoin was the big discussion platform where everybody was talking about Bitcoin. It had more traffic than every single other Bitcoin news website combined. And then all of a sudden overnight, all the moderators that everybody knew got kicked out of their moderatorship position. This other guy using an alias then imposed this draconian censorship policy that's been going on to this very day. And at the time it happened, everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew the truth. Everybody knew that Bitcoin was supposed to scale on chain to be money for the entire world. You could read it right there on bitcoin.org, still to this very day, if you go on the Internet Archive Wayback Machine. But then over time, that censorship really, really became effective. And everybody that came to Bitcoin after the censorship started only got to hear one narrative, and it launched this whole new generation of Bitcoin maximalists that don't know the truth, that don't know that Bitcoin was supposed to be money for the world. And I guess that's why governments engage in censorship, is because it just plain works. And that was really surprising to me. I guess I was naive in thinking that the truth would win out in the short term. And I'm still cautiously optimistic that it'll win out in the long term, but my gosh, in the short term, what a disruptive, horrible thing it was to Bitcoin to have this censorship going on of what's supposed to be censorship money for the world. So if you're using censorship to protect your censorship money, you've missed the entire point of what's going on with Bitcoin. And that's still going on to this very day, to where you'll see people attack me and attack Jihan Wu, the man who brought Bitcoin to all of China and translated the white paper into Chinese and spread it to the whole world. The both of us today are big, giant Bitcoin Cash fans, and you'll see these Bitcoin maximalists try and claim that we're scammers or attacking Bitcoin. No, we're the people who brought Bitcoin to the world. And then you see much more recent, newcomers to Bitcoin like Michael Saylor, who just plain don't understand because of the censorship that went on. And Michael, if you want to learn about it, more than happy to give you a one-on-one private tutoring session on everything that happened and show you why Bitcoin Cash is a better tool to bring more economic freedom to the world. And there's a fantastic website I invite people to look at. It's called whybitcoincash.com, and it explains it so incredibly clearly.